Hey, welcome to Office Hours for Korean Natural Farming, brought to you by the Pure KNF Foundation and honoring Master Cho, trying to do our best to bring you an hour of time where you can ask any question on Korean natural farming and get your questions answered, build a little community in our chat, and do some good things for the world, hopefully, you know. Before we get this, we've got some great folks in the house. It's good to see y'all. Let's get started with a little bit of higher wisdom. Get ourselves tuned in that way. And today is breakthrough or resoluteness. A breakthrough. Do not be drawn back into bad habits. The arrival of Kuai indicates a long-awaited change is at hand. The difficulty that has oppressed you over a long period is now about to dissolve. It is important to respond in a proper way. There is a temptation upon obtaining relief to fall into the traps of the ego. Pride at having dispersed the trouble, self-righteousness about having triumphed through correctness, anger at one who we think was the source of the problem, or a desire to remain free of all difficulty in the future. None of these responses are appropriate to the situation at hand. What is needed now is resoluteness, a firm commitment to continuing the battle for good, and the self-examination that makes all good things possible. This is not a time to lapse back into negative mental habits and enjoy the vacation provided by the breakthrough. Do not rest on your laurels, but push forward, deepening your inner strength and your resistance to the influence of inferiors, both in yourself and in others. Strengthen those around you by setting an example of self-improvement and self-correction. Great progress and good fortune are available now to one who makes proper use of the opening. Cool. Well, it's a lot better than last week's. So welcome to the breakthrough. Welcome to, doing the right thing, continuing to do the right, improving yourself, improving everyone around you, doing what is good for us. And we got some good people in the house. Check this out. We got Stonemason. He was there early. Talise coming in from France. Oh, Stonemason's a member. Pure KNF Foundation. Christoph, what's up, brethren? We got I think he may be our newest member. We still got to sign him up. Eyewitness, what's up, Thomas? Yo, he called me this week and was asking me about chicken food, and he got a bunch of hot chicks at his house. His wife and his child raising a bunch of hot chicks, and he was asking if he could feed curds to them. And curds are a great thing to feed to chickens. It has extra lactobacillus. If you've made the protectors recipe, you got the lactobacillus, it'll inoculate their gut. Plus, they love it. They will go nuts for that extra curds. I don't know if you can use it in place of the egg, like the boiled egg yolks or boiled eggs, but it's good. It's really good for growing chicks. You want to make healthy chicks around you. Lactobacillus curds. What's up, Cecily? We got Western Australia in the house. Joe from Connecticut. Yo. Solar Gourmet from Germany. We got 2 Germans in the house. What's up? Das Boot, y'all. Made it. Yeah, what's up, Mark? Cheryl. Oh my gosh. We got the whole crew. Goofman. What's up, New York? I always think of Jay-Z every time. I don't know why. And we got Solar Gourmet. Speaking of Solar Gourmet mentioning here, I gave yesterday a seminar about ecological gardening and taught how to make KNF food using comfrey. Sweet. Yes, get those Germans. They, they got to know what's up. Some of the participants were very interested in learning more about KNF. Awesome. Great. And we're quite disappointed to hear that nothing is available in German. Oh, come on, Das Boot. Got a Das Boot over there. So I need to change this a bit this year. Yes, good motivation to get out there and do that. And we got Kimo coming in from Sweden. So other things, we got good things coming in this week. If you're on the Big Island, I want to let you know that my brethren Dan is teaching a course coming up here. He came to I think the January course just recently, and he's on the Kona side of the Big Island. And so here's his little poster he put out. So if you're on Kona or on the Big Island and you are interested in this, his contact is 818-573-4147. So again, that's 818-573-4147 to sign up for the class and get directions. And it is happening on June 1st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then the next weekend on June 8th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. with a potluck after both days. So the June 1st and 8th in the Kona side. Not exactly sure where, but he's, it's so cool to see people that learn about Korean natural farming and then take the initiative to go out and teach and to share this wisdom with other people, especially people that, have been certified and know exactly what they're doing. But if you just learn through the internet and you can do it the way I did, which was make mistakes and teach people wrong for several times until I finally really got it. And I'm not saying that you're teaching wrong. You may have some magic that I don't know about and be able to teach the correct thing right away. But it's always good. Come here, learn. And I'm in progress of getting my courses out for this year because I just haven't listed them yet. So, and we also got Stonemason saying he just flipped a nice big IMO 3 pile his 4th day. Smells amazing. Yep. So it's probably still the bread smell and then gonna get into that fungal smell as it goes in. We got Jake Voss from Kansas. What's up, brethren? Yeah, so super excited, stoked, and learn and meet Dan. Oh, so if OM Extracts, if you're on the Big Island, you're gonna check out Dan. Check out his course offering. He's a great guy. He really learned so much while he was here, and he's over Kona side helping folks deal with the coffee leaf rust. As I said, coffee leaf rust is super simple to get under control and eliminate, and he'll show you exactly how he's doing it. He's been doing it successfully since, he came to the course, and he's been implementing it till now. What is that, like 4 months, 5 months, something like that? He's been able to put this into practice. So, and then his neighbor's even noticing that it's starting to spread onto his land. And he's like, why are these ones near you getting healthier? And so, so amazing things, helping that issue out over there. It's always cool. So if you are teaching a class and you want to share with me, and then I can share it out so you can get more people tuned in, please do that. Always nice to help spread the word, get people out there learning about it. And then also today, if you are a Pure KNF member, we have Stephen Cornett, Nature's Always Right, coming up. So today, it's our monthly meeting for our members of the Pure KNF Foundation. So, shoot, wrong one. I wanted to do this here, not there, not the other one. So Pure KNF Foundation, pureknf.org, website here, and under membership, if I log in here, get in there. Come on. And then monthly meetings here. Today at Sunday the 12th, 2 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. which let me make my mouse slightly bigger so you can see. But 2 p.m. today, Hawaiian Standard Time, we have Stephen Cornett, and this Zoom link here does not work right now, but I'll fix that hopefully after this show so that you can just go to this page, membership up here, monthly meetings, and then click on the Zoom link and get right in there. And then last, if you're interested in our last prior meetings, we Tomer Zexer, super amazing story, Royal Flush Farms. If you were there, you know how amazing and inspiring both these guys were on our past 2 membership meetings. But again, today we're gonna have Steven. Haven't seen him since 2020 when he was in Seoul, Korea, when all that stuff started happening in March, and we were supposed to be doing a KNF conference, and he was going to be one of our speakers down in Texas. But just super amazing guy. His wife's Korean, and he's been practicing some natural farming, and I think he's going to give a presentation to us today. So super looking forward to that. Amazing brethren. So if you're interested, you still have time before, you have 7 hours, a little less than 7 hours to sign up and be there and join in the, all our members joining in and having just such a great time. So, and then one other announcement here for also using the foundation a little bit here. Not that. Failed login attempts, people trying to hack me. Is that we also have been working as a committee, and we started our, we got our projects, and this is a project we've been working on over the past, I don't know how long, since 2019, something on that, where we've been helping veterans get food canoes and get these types of food canoe raised garden beds, where you start with a raised garden bed, you put in the whole Korean natural farming, and then you get these amazing produces out of it. So if you're hurting for space around you, or you just want a simple, easy, you don't got to bend over way to grow produce and do natural farming, we did this, and we show the whole process of going through, building the food canoe. All these amazing veterans came out, helped build this. Here's the design, here's the material list. Here's me teaching you how to set up the soil. So even if you're just looking for setting up soil on other things besides this food canoe raised garden bed, the same thing is applicable for, any garden soil you're doing. But this, we just wanted to go through this whole project and give people a real practical way of doing it. And then we also have Jennifer, also known as Bird, sometimes in the chat here. She's a prolific super chatter, hint, hint, trying to encourage all you to get on board with that. But teaching how to plant seeds, do the seed soak solution, how she preps her food canoes, and she's hugely successful on this. And then down at the bottom, kind of showing, like, this was actually me and my wife and I's food canoe, of starting it out here, and then I took a weekly picture of it. So in basically 1 week, you go from this to this, and in what is this, like, this is about a month of time, already having basils popping, lettuces popping, cilantros, the whole rigmarole there. Did we grow peppers? I don't know. There's a tomato in the back here. And look at this, like, over 2 months, it went from this here to this here in 2 months. And so, the power of nature, the power of natural farming, the power of applying foliar nutrition, as well as the IMOs into this garden bed. And, at this point we were just, harvesting basil and lettuces and daikons and radishes and cilantros and everything, just this garden. It's like, once you get it rolling with natural farming, it's pretty unstoppable. And here's a picture where, it's already going so much that some things were going to, this lettuce was bolting, but I think we grew that one to seed. We always let one lettuce go to seed out of there. But look at these daikons and this basil and everything just popping. I mean, and look how lush the leaves look. Like, this is some of the most healthy stuff. And this is, with a weekly spray onto it, and starting these garden beds here. So, look at these daikons just going going off. And so easy to maintain this type of garden because it's right at your, right at your hip height. So you don't have to bend down. It's just like, wow. So we just published this out, and then here's the examples. Here's our other, the veterans. I think we got like 8 of them out to folks. And here's some of the best examples that other folks were doing. And, green onions, look at those, just popping. Everyone that did this and followed the formulas had great success. Some of them had a little less access to light and different things going on. These tomatoes look a little stringy. Not sure they were sprayed the same way or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how well folks followed the exact formulas we gave them, but look at that. I mean, people that had zero experience growing prior to this, these were the things they were able to grow with zero experience ever growing anything before. Just followed the recipes, followed the formulas. We gave them the solutions. We gave them maintenance solution. We gave them the IMOs, because that's a kind of a higher learning curve. But once you have those things, you can just apply it and grow. And so just wanted to share this with you, the Food Canoe Project, something the Pure KNF Foundation has been doing over the years, and then finally able to compile these into usable things for you. And this is open to the public here, and you can just go to this, download the Food Canoe Guide, click on that, and then it brings you into the whole guide of basically choosing a location, the material list, assembling your food canoe, planting, before planting, maintaining it, daily watering, weekly spraying, about Korean natural farming, further resources. So all this guide is out there. And so if you're looking for something you want to share with somebody who doesn't know and wants to get into it, here's your guide, how we assembled it, what we did, building everything. I'm just scrolling by pretty fast, but big part of it, putting a little bit of mulch and then inoculating with microbes, sprinkling the microorganisms over it. This is a IMO 4 there, foundation IMO to put out there, and then deep watering it in, setting yourself up. Oh, this was Micah's one. I wonder why that one didn't make it into the gallery over there, but it didn't. How to sow seeds, what to do, about Korean natural farming, tells you about the solutions we're using in the maintenance solution, further resources, some things, so anyway, that's out this week. We'll probably update this site a little bit. I wanted to add a little bit more of the story of how we're helping the veterans and a little bit more words to fill this in a little bit, but showing, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and a video is worth 1,000,000 words. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of this video here is kind of ASMR. There's no even sound to it. It's just us working together. We got all these materials. I think a lot of them were donated from Home Depot, and then we had about $1,000 to put together 10 of these things. So they were about $100 each to build, with the labor being volunteered. And so fairly affordable, and we used new materials for all of this, but you could easily recycle a bunch of materials and save further cost on this. But this one's kind of, ASMR, just watch and see, although there's no sound, so I guess it's not ASMR, but, and we were going to voice this over, but we decided, just publish it. Who wants to hear a skill saw running? I don't know, maybe somebody, but anyway, you can kind of see what it takes to get all this together, to do this amazing project. Great people. Really enjoyed working with these guys. And the name of the nonprofit for the veterans is the Mental Restorations Foundation. So what could be better than restoring your mind through connecting back to the earth, back to the living, getting purpose in life, and learning about growing and feeling those rewards and everything that we have. So really happy to have been doing this project. And I'm glad now we have this set up enough where we can kind of, share this out with everybody. And, you can maybe do this at your place and start a little, community garden, help out some folks around the town. The cool thing about the Food Canoe is that it's you can do it pretty much anywhere. Side of a house, apartment, out on your little lanai if you have one. Um, you know, so so anyway, here I'll just cut this video off. You can check that out if you want. You know, it's at pureknf.org under projects. There at the top. I guess I can go back to this. It's just Pure KNF, the foundation here from the home page, and then looking at our little projects, and then that has the food canoe project, and we have more projects in the pipeline. It's just it takes a long time to to do something and then document it and then publish it, and then it's a whole process. It's actually so we got more things coming. Research, donate, membership, but just one more time, your membership joining helps these projects happen, and then you can be part of this actually. And so that's the whole idea of having membership, having it so we can spread things out. So if you're on the fence of considering it, do it and join the Pure KNF Foundation and become an associate member and be part of it and get those extra meetings, plus get first notice for things we're doing. I guess, well, here we're doing it on the office hours, but this office hours also brought to you by Pure KNF Foundation. So anyway, yeah, so I wanted to share that with you. Hopefully that's pretty inspiring. I know Mark out there is a veteran, and veteran for peace, veterans for mental restoration, taking care of our most important people, those who put their lives on the line for America, and in healing in all realms. It's really the way to heal, hint hint, is returning back to nature, getting Korean natural farming, doing these ways. In Korean natural farming is not the only way, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to just be like it's the only way. There's many ways, but nature, growing life, eating good food, things that are microbially balanced, nutrient dense, that's kind of the way to do it. So so anyway, just hopefully that inspires you. And Goofman saying he needs to build one of those food canoes. Been looking at them since the newsletter came out a while back. Yeah, where's our newsletter? Why isn't that up here? That should be. I don't know. It disappeared when our site got re-smushed. But project, we did have a newsletter going out. We can put that back up there. Note to self, put newsletter back. Oh, anyway, I don't even have a notebook here. Okay. So Chamed 33 is asking what's the easiest way to make water soluble nitrogen at home. And then, Eyewitness is saying, KNF fuel. Yes, KNF fuel probably is the easiest way, well, one of the best ways. Let me go answer that in two ways here, because that's a good question. First off, nitrogen is in the air. It's in the air. So worrying about nitrogen, really the best way to get nitrogen in the balanced way that you need it for your plants is to have good soil microorganisms. As the air penetrates into your soil, they will convert the nitrogen into water soluble form, and then the plants can uptake it. So having good soil is the number one way to just, because oftentimes people worry about nitrogen, so much about nitrogen, and nitrogen, even though it's important, it's probably your least worried about thing. But because you asked this question specifically, I can tell you the rest of the KNF things are going to balance you better. Nitrogen tends to imbalance you, tends to just, people throw too much, and what I call it in my vernacular here of natural farming is that it is fuel. And I call it that because it can help you start a fire, like start the things growing. But if you use too much of it and you throw fuel on the fire when you don't need it, it can explode and burn things. And if you look at what's part of TNT, it's nitrogen, right? It's like nitrogen is the explosive in nature. It has amino acids in it, and so what Thomas answered you is to say making fuel, making fish amino acid. That is taking fish waste and layering it with sugar, equal weights. So if you had 20 pounds of fish, you need 20 pounds of sugar, brown sugar, and you just layer it in a 5-gallon bucket or a appropriate size. And then you get the juice comes off. The juice will, for me, it renders in about a few days, but you want to wait 3 to 6 months for it to really start to break down, to ferment, to get smooth, to get tasty. a year, 3 years. The longer you wait, the more fine and better this stuff gets. But this is one way that then you can spray this onto your plant leaves. They can absorb these amino acids and turn it into DNA, and then it causes leaf growth. But you can cause overleaf growth and obesity, and then cause problems. And if you supply too much nitrogen, your roots will shut down. So again, you want to put good IMOs in your soils. They will usually deal with the nitrogen for you. For instance, rainwater has a bunch of nitrogen in it, so that's a good way to do it. This is one way to do it. It's a good way. It's a healthy way. I like it. But it's not necessarily the easiest. One of the easiest ways to get nitrogen in your soil is to do this disgustingly cheap food here. Because this is, but however, this recipe, this is from the Madaj, which we'll get into later today. But this is one of the most, it's disgusting. Like, this is just, it smells terrible. It's a putrefaction process. But you just take a bucket and put in meat scraps, whatever bones, meat, food you have, put it in here and fill it with water and add a handful of microbial rich soil. And that will just putrefy and rot. And that takes about 2 weeks. And then this will be like if you add a lot of meat scraps, this will be a highly nitrogenous solution. However, it's absolutely disgusting, and it's quick and it's easy, but it is, it has its own, everything has a pro and a con to it, right? And sometimes the cons of this one outweigh the pros, but it all depends on what situation you have. So I'd say the easiest way is probably this recipe right here, and that is from what we're covering is Madaj, right? So this is a Madaj recipe, and we've been covering it this year. So if you're not familiar with that, go back to knfsupport.com, check out old office hours, and you'll get caught up with our Madaj that we're getting into. And Talise said he asked a question on the forum 2 weeks ago. Could I take a look? I could take a look. Why don't we just do that now? Well, we are doing it because then we can go to knfsupport.com. So if you're here at the Pure KNF Foundation, you go down here, you visit, it says visit KNF Support. We'll go visit that. We'll see what question Talise asked. I don't always answer things. I don't always get to it right away. This is a voluntary effort, and many people can get into it. But here, if you are at KNF Support, which links from Pure KNF, then you can get into the office hours, and you can go see the old episodes that are talking about Madaj. And hopefully we'll have a table of contents coming for all these soon, but there are table of contents for older episodes, and we've been working on that. Hopefully, I think we have a volunteer to help us with that. So let's see, what has Talise got? Mushroom food tincture. Food, as I understand it, is an osmotic expression. Okay. Yeah. So you're asking about fermenting mushrooms. Yes. Short answer, yes. I'll probably answer you longer later, but short answer, yes. So yeah, and that's the thing. Like here you ask a question here, you'll get a nice text answer. We can answer it over time. I'll have to sit here and write something out and make it nice. You can tincture mushrooms, you can ferment them. There's different things you can get out of them. All those things. I'll just say short answer is yes. Use, yeah. So we'll be able to do it. Goofman, where you at, man? Come on, help me. I know you know the answers. No, it's all good. Goofman has been helping out so much on KNF Support. Really amazing individual out there. He's in the chat right now over there. I think it's over there. Great that we kind of work on that together. He's been holding it down. But if you're complaining that you asked a question 2 weeks ago, this is like complaining on a forum. It's like, man, come on. It's up to everyone else. Everyone, just note, everyone that's in the chat right now, you have a chance to go to KNF Support right now and drop the best answer on this question. Like everyone, it's not just me. Everyone has a chance to do this. Not only can you ask questions, you all can answer, and the best answer can float to the top. So let's see, can we get 20 answers on this question right here? Can we get 20 answers on it? And can we say who had the best one and come back next week and see There's something else I was supposed to do from the week prior, and I forgot. I gotta take notes. But anyway, there you go. So can we get 20 answers on this? Come on, blow me away. Let's see. Because sometimes I'm like, it's me and Goof and a few other folks answering things. I'm like, where's the support? Where's the community? Yeah, there's, whatever. I guess we gotta have the right incentives to have this happen. But isn't the office, like, prove me wrong, bro? Like, or prove me right that the office hours is helping people. And we can all answer this together. Yeah, and Mark, just a little feedback from a real soldier out there. He served in Desert Storm, and he can assure you that his soul is saved by being a warrior in the garden instead of a gardener in a war. I tell you, man, the garden is healing, and if we can get that out, we can get more veterans, more people around the world that have suffered from war, from trauma, from all this. God bless, right? God bless. It's like we need healing. It's the time for healing. It's the time for peace, bro. Right? Every time's the time for that. But where does peace come from? It comes from abundant food, abundant resources, feeling of just and it also comes from balance, right? If we imbalance things, then we'll have to go to war. And it's like, so anyway, I hope and pray that this can help, and we can spread it to more people, and people everywhere can start veteran programs, or people recovering from city life, and you've lived in a city, you've never touched grass, you've never, sown a seed or eaten food you've grown, reform those folks too, and teach them, like, this is like. So I was sitting the other day with my dad after we had done a whole bunch of making wood chips around the house, cleaning up some of his plants and orchard area. And it's like, and we sit down after and we're crack open a coconut, that was growing right on our trees. And I just sit there and I'm like, we're rich. Like, how many people out there have never harvested a coconut, opened a coconut, and drank the fresh coconut water and the fresh coconut meat? It's like, there's people out there with like mega billions and stuff, and they don't even touch grass, right? And they think like, oh, I'm rich, I have all this stuff. And it's like, the richness in life is like sitting there and being like, what are you going to do today? Well, open a few coconuts, roast a pig. Like, that all came off my land, or our land, right? The idea of ownership, maybe, whatever. It's like a shared resource as long as we respect each other. And again, in balance, give to each other. And, I'm all for, Kuleana bits of ownership and doing that together. So you have responsibility for everything. So let's see here. Okay, there was more questions. My thing was just stuck. So next question here. Should you store the FAA in jars after you open your bucket at 6 months? No. Let's see here. I'm going to go over here. We'll go to the fuel recipe, which, by the way, this book is available at knfsupport.com. So if you don't have the book, get the book. Helps me, helps you, helps everyone. So knfsupport.com, get the book. And so after you open this, you do not have to extract all the juice off and then throw it away. I just leave my my fuel buckets to continue to ferment, and I just pour off like a gallon or so when I need it, because a gallon will last me a long time. It's diluted 1 to 1,000, and that's divided. What is 1,000 divided by 25. So 1 gallon will get you 40 acres of use. So a gallon lasts me a fairly long time, and that's at 1 to 1,000. Sometimes I use it at less than that, like 1 to 2,000, 1 to 3,000. So even less. Like that's like 120 acres that I'll get out of this of spraying. So 1 gallon goes a long way. So I'll just pour off about a gallon at a time into a gallon jug, and then I work from that. It's actually, to be honest, I used the old vodka bottles, so they're 1.75 liters. So it's not fully a gallon. I guess it's a half gallon, but not even a half gallon. It's less than a half gallon, I think. but you know, I use the vodka bottles from making the medicine, right? I have a bunch of those vodka bottles. They're really well thick built containers. So I'll pour off, you know, fill a vodka bottle back up with this stuff through a screen, right? I don't want the chunkies coming in, pour it through a screen, and then have that, and then you work off that. But I leave the rest to just sit there, and more juice will come out. Even if you poured all the juice out and you just let it continue to sit, more juice will come out. Like, it's amazing. Eventually it will exhaust it though. And then after it's exhausted, bury that in the ground and put that around. And then Goofman was saying cheap food. The cheap food recipe down here is amazing in compost. So he makes this disgustingly cheap food and then pours it into compost pile. And I bet you that was like a huge biostimulant for it. Really good way to use it, actually. Because putting this directly on your plants, you have all kinds of pathogens. It's disgustingly cheap for a reason, bro. It's just easy, but it's cheap. And then yeah, stonemason storing in jars. Okay. Is it okay to add the lab to 1 gallon natural farming foliar spray? Is it okay to add the lab to 1 gallon natural farming spray? So if you're looking at how to dilute things, that's up here. And yeah, it calls for the protectors here in multiple recipes. So you can add it 1 to 1,000 into multiple things. I don't know exactly what you're asking there, but hopefully that answers it. Oh, okay. Well, I'll answer the mushroom question, Goof. No worries. I'll get to it. I know I'm lagging back on the chat now here, but that's what happens because I didn't scroll down and then, or I scrolled down too far. It's like a battle of scrolling and keeping it in the right spot. So, yeah, okay. Should I seal tight during fermentation? So I seal my, my fuel. I seal this tight. I seal this tight while I'm fermenting my fish, because if I don't, insects will get in there, and then I'll have this thing will be swimming with black soldier fly, and if it's swimming with black soldier fly, they eat most of the proteins and things out of there, and they ruin the flavor of it, and I don't want insects, so I seal this tight. However, if you do read Master Cho's book here, and you look at him where he is talking about the fish amino acid here, he says how to make it. He says put a breathable lid on it. So here it's talking about it. He's saying, let's see right here. He's saying put in the fish waste, the 1-to-1 ratio, fill it 2/3. Alternate the layers, so same recipe we're talking about. Then he also says put IMO4 on top. I don't recommend that because it'll eat up, it'll decompose your oils. And sometimes you want those oils. In fact, I'd say, you know, don't add the IMO4. So he says add IMO4 to it. But I you know, go against the master here and say don't do it. You can if you want, whatever. But he said I don't recommend it. And then he also puts rice straw on top, which I don't do that either. You don't need to. And then he also says it's more effective if you add a little bit of medicine and tiny bit of seawater into it. But I don't recommend those things. I just fish and sugar is my recommendation. But here's the, you know, here I'm contradicting the master. So if you want to, you know, you want to follow the way Master Cho did it, buy the book. You can, you know, follow his old thing. It's actually Ju Young's book, but anyway, Master Cho helped with. And then he says covering the opening of the jar with a mosquito net and lay a couple of sticks over it. You know, and so he does not put a solid lid. He makes it open. And but for me, it's not practical. Like I can just tell you, I seal that thing and I come out with amazing connoisseur level beautiful stuff. And yeah. So, and he says at least 6 months are needed to get well fermented fuel. So right here, 6 months. His recommendation is 6 months. Right? It takes a long time to liquidize all the fish trash. Fish trash. That's cool. I like it called fish trash. I should refer to that in my book as fish trash. But anyway, so you can, you know, go to the OG and that's what he says there. Let's So fermented plant extract. Okay, okay. We'll get back to that mushroom question later. So non-GMO Joe, what's up, non-GMO Joe? He's asking, my KNF food foamed after straining and sitting for 3 days. Is it okay to add more brown sugar now, or is it too late? I always recommend that if you are doing this, that you go, click on the YouTube channel below. But what is it? YouTube. Why does it always bring me to this video? I don't know. But go to my channel here, and always, and then right here, this super saturation, how to super saturate. Oh gosh, why is the sound on? But this video here, you always super saturate your stuff. If you don't super saturate it, it'll continue to rot and ferment. So watch this video here, how to super saturate KNF solutions, and always do that. Especially for long-term storage. And it's not necessarily ever too late. If it turned to vinegar, you taste it, it tastes like vinegar, it's probably too late. But if it's not tasting like vinegar, then it's not too late. But make sure you super saturate. Always super saturate. It's otherwise you went through all this effort and then you ruined it by letting it just rot. Because it'll continue to ferment and then tertiary things, and it turns to acetic acid and all that. So anyway, especially if moisture gets in there. So there's a KNF medicine that I buy that has more ingredients than the original HN, including chaga. Take it every day in my coffee. Yeah, making chaga ferments, following the KNF. To go back to that, the mushroom question, he was asking about this, and I recommend. One way to do it is just to follow, you're asking about it, but following this recipe here where you just follow the KNF medicine and just make one of these things like your chaga mushrooms and follow this exact recipe and make a tincture, it's going to be good, and add it in as one of the things, like, but just don't call it OHN at that point. If you add anything besides these 5 things or 6 things here with the Angelica, then it's not OHN, it's something else that you've made, and just call it your custom medicine. Don't ruin the word for us that we can't refer to OHN, because OHN is like by the book OHN. All right, Goofman already beat me to this. Man, you are so amazing. So amazing. Goofman is the amazing man. Okay, so peace is what's left when you remove profit from war. Yeah, if you ever read the Art of War, it talks about only the most wicked people know how to profit off war and make it profitable. So good question, Weston, we got a question here of how is Master Cho doing? And it's a good and gnarly question. So why not, we'll go to this picture over here. Look at that, Master Cho. This is from many years ago. I mean, look at me. I didn't even have gray hair in my beard. And look how young and spry Dr. Park is. And Kim Chang, rest in peace, still with us here. But this is a classic picture of Master Cho here. And then what else? There's other pictures in this. Is it? Yeah, here. Oh, this was the picture I wanted to share with you last week. The Young Song, the whole crew in the garb, doing the right things. Me and Sona, how's that one? I think you guys can see what I'm looking at. And then, yeah, was it? No, that's what happens when you have too many tabs open. Oh, here's us with Ginger John and Jackie, the whole crew in the right uniforms, getting out there doing the right things. So anyway, how's Master Cho doing? He is not that well. He's in an old people's home, and he has been held hostage by his family, so we don't have communication with him. Even Dr. Park can't get a hold of him. So I don't know whether he's alive or well. My best intelligence I can gather tells me that things are not looking up for him, in terms of he's just hopefully peacefully living out his last bits of things I think the whole 2020 thing was hard on him. I don't know if he took the kill shot, but maybe he did. And that's probably not going to be a good thing, because it really takes a toll on old folks and people with weak hearts and all those things. Gerard, what's up, brethren? Long time. We were just talking about you the other day. Cool. Gerard's straining some fuel, making some structure, or actually some reproduction up there. Yeah, cool, Gerard. So yeah, I don't know about Master Toe. I wish him the best. I mean, here we are sharing his words. His dream is alive. His things are going. I hope he is doing okay. I mean, literally, thoughts and prayers out to him. I don't know, but he's being held hostage by his family. So it's like, how the heck are you going to reach out to someone when, the people that are, this is one of the fears of being an old person, is like your family then takes over your life, power of attorney, and they can dictate who you can talk to and when you can talk to them. And anyway, be nice to your kids. That's all I can say. For a cattle pasture, aside from IMO, is maintenance solution best for grass growth? FAA, yes. I'm doing pasture restoration. The other thing that is really good for pasture restoration is remineralisation. So if you are doing pasture restoration, one of the main things we try to do is put out these proprietary KNF minerals, which they're proprietary because I'm not sure of the exact mix, but it comes from the ocean. Lol, that's a joke. It's open source. You just go grab seawater and you get all these minerals here. Every single element is in there, and you put this out there. And what happens is it creates airspace. It remineralizes your grass. It brings the strength back. Protectors are great out there as well. A little bit of fish amino acid. Don't go too nuts on it. You don't want to push too much nitrogen out there. People always think, oh, I got, nitrogen's good, and they overdose on it, and it's really not that good when you overdose on it. But using a bit of seawater really makes a difference. Dilute it 1 to 30, put it in your pasture. You will see hecka results. And that's what we've been doing, and it is amazing. One of my main things I'm trying to do is restore pastures from really bad land. Okay, Cecily puts her FAA under a bush to ferment for a year before use, about 20 kilos. I seal mine, smells beautiful when opened. Wildlife would eat it in Australia. Snakes like a warm IMO box. Glad we don't have snakes here. For potatoes, what would I suggest as pre-planting treatment? I was going to spray them down with a combination of maintenance solution, limo, worm casting extracts. What are your thoughts? That sounds really good. Seed soak solution, just following it to the T. And also a couple episodes back, we talked about maltose, but seed soak solution here, where you have food, cleanser, medicine, structure, and fuel, and minerals, and then also adding in a little bit of maltose. You can look up the maltose recipe or search past office hour episodes. Find the maltose. We were talking about it, especially the membership was talking about it. Christopher was doing that, and that is pretty amazing. Yeah, so I'd also include some maltose if you're doing that, and yeah, that's ginger. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't burp my things. I just let it sit fermenting, because the process doing the fermentation for fuel is mostly lactobacillus, and they don't need to be burped. They just chill. Just chill. They're just chill, bro. If you ever watched Two Apri, anyone else watch Two Apri just besides me? Two Apri, anybody? It's a great YouTube channel if you're into like weird awkwardness and First Amendment auditing. Two Apri. So chill, bro. Chill. Beckia. Okay, anyway, let's get on to Madaj, because last week we didn't do it and we still got 10 minutes, 11 minutes. So let's get into Madaj. So we'll start off our Madaj with a few photos, which I already kind of showed you because I have too many tabs open, but let's go over here. And if you don't know where Madaj comes from, it comes from this kind gentleman right here. And by kind, that's a joke. This guy, Young Song Cho, man. Look at him in his stellar orange hat, representing and standing in front of that huge mound of compost. Look at that mound of compost. This is how Ginger John farms. No doubt. It is all about organic material. Look at that. It's a mountain. It's a mountain. And hanging out with Ray Yoon, Jung Chung, Mr. Ju. I think his name was Mr. Ju. And Sun Young. No, that's not Sun Young. That's Sona. Sona, his wife. Ginger John, Jackie. Man, I gotta refresh my names before I start shouting out people, because I gotta like translate in my head of like what they're doing. But yeah, you know, this guy right here, repping the orange hat, doing the natural farming, and I think I showed you that other picture. Did I? The other picture here. This one, you know, we got the whole team uniform look. Sometimes you'll see me still wear this shirt. But we got the whole team uniform of healing the earth. You know, Dr. Park in there, the whole team doing the jadam, touring around, making suggestions, doing the right things. So if you don't know what Madaj is, it is from this guy here. And then thanks to this guy here's translation and her internationalizing it and his research on it, and then his bringing it all together and bringing it into our life. Dr. Park, everyone that's here is like a stellar, huge, influential person in natural farming, and that's the reason why it's here today for you. It's because of these folks. So, without further ado, we'll get a bit. Yeah, the dream team. We'll get a bit into the book. And that was what I was doing last week, is who watched that Jadam video that I posted? Because I didn't talk about Jadam, I just posted a video. I didn't even look. Did that video get views? Should we? I think the tab closed. Is the tab still open of which one that was on? Do I still have it open? Can I hold you accountable? Yeah. No, the tab is still open. Let's look. Was it this one? It was this. Oh, it has 400 views. I think it only had 300 last time. So somebody did watch it. Good job, folks. Good job. What about this one? Oh, this was the training center. Let's close that one. This one, did this one get watches? 4,000? Maybe it did. I don't know. The indoors KNF. And yeah, so maybe it was this one. This was the video I was encouraging. Yeah, it looks like some folks did watch it, but maybe we got 70 views on that one. So anyway, is there some place I can purchase some OHN? I'm in the process of getting the ingredients together. Talk to Cheryl. So become a member of the Pure KNF Foundation, and then you'll get access to Cheryl, or you can also find Cheryl, I think, earthpurse@gmail.com. But talk to Cheryl and get, she's selling some of it. So I would recommend her as a credible source. So, Madaj, before we get too into this, there you go. We got some good. I'm glad you guys watched that video. Somebody did, at least. It's good. Raise your hand if you watched the video. So, you know, because, man, there's a bunch of resources. You start exploring my YouTube channel, you'll find, man, there's so much out there. It's like, I had no idea there's so much info. And it's like, yeah, because I've been doing this for almost 20 years. Anyway. Oh. No, don't ask me any more questions. I'm going on to this. Question time's over. Oh my gosh. Okay. Not just, you know, KNF support. Ask the questions. I'm going on to this, because if I keep answering questions the entire time, will just be questions. But maybe that's fine. How to make water-soluble calcium and potassium. Get the book. It'll tell you. I'll leave it at that. So, what were we on? Who remembers? Number 6. We did cankers. I know that. We did aphids and mites. I think we did that because it says number 6 is more strong. I think we did that. Aphids and mites. Did we do aphids and mites? Who can remember? Oh well. We'll start with aphids and mites. We'll just start. No, we did aphids and mites. Did we? I don't remember. It was too long ago. I gotta take notes. Okay, so we'll go over. I need a second camera that can look at the book better. And get a camera above that can look down and just like switch cameras to that one camera. That'd be cool, huh? Super chat if you want to see that, you know. Man. Anyway. Okay, aphids and mites. They're baneful. Okay, so we'll stick with aphids and mites. We'll stick with aphids and mites. We'll go with aphids and mites. And Chamed33, ask the question next time. Maybe I can help you out before we get into this section of it. Because then if I get into this, then I gotta answer questions. So this one, aphid and mite, is, you know, if you got problems with aphids and mites, first off, you're probably adding too much nitrogen, and you probably need to add calciums to your mixtures, and they will harden up automatically. And it's a nutritional balance, I would imagine, more than like, I got aphids and mites. Why do you got aphids and mites? Because your plants are obese and they're sick and they're unhealthy. However, if you'd want to ignore that and not deal with the underlying nutritional problem, and you want to chase your tail and just kill them, then this recipe is for you. It is 5 liters of soap and 5 liters of an herbal solution made from Jerusalem artichoke. However, I know he's also going to say you can use ginkgo or Korean passiflower or pokeweed. So if you have any of those are gnarly, very poisonous plants, and you can make herbal solution from any of those. So what you do is you mix those 2 5 liters in with 500 liters of water. So that's 1 to 100. You mix these things in, and then and you want to use soft water, and you mix those in, and you can add some sulfur if you want a germicidal effect. So add 1 to 2 liters of sulfur in if you wanted to. But why he always just expands all these recipes to cover everything. It's like aphids and mites. Let's just focus on the aphids and mites. So soap and an herbal solution from either Jerusalem artichoke, ginkgo, Korean passiflower, or pokeweed. And then you spray them, and it is best if you spray them, I think, in the middle of the day. Oh, no, it says if infestation is serious, apply twice a day. So do it once in the morning, once in the evening. Apply at sunset or early next morning. So I guess he says, you know, apply it at the end of the day and then the next morning if it's really a serious infection and you truly want to kill these things. Also, you could just fix your nutrients. Every time I fundamentally disagree with my dad of just farm better, don't kill things. So that's it. You spray them, and then, you know, it also says, again, you can add a very fine rock powder, but it may not mix well with the pesticides. So, but again, this recipe here, just 1 to 100 of soap and an herbal solution will take care of mites, silverleaf whitefly, aphids, cotton aphid, turnip aphid, spider mites, mealy plum aphid, Alico's lysospirity, and earth mites. Kill those earth mites. Fire mites, water mites. I am the avatar. Okay, maybe we did cover that last time, because then we got to this other one. Man, I think I covered this last time, because I was like, what the heck? Yeah, we were doing slug moth, diamond mouth. Man, one problem is I don't write down or put a bookmark in here of where we stopped, but kill them with soap, kill them with those things, right? And then if you got harder things like moths, like tobacco moth, beet army, scale, slug moth, diamondback moth, oriental fruit moth, then you can kill those more with by adding, instead of 5 liters of herbal solution into 500 liters of water, you add 15 liters into so you can really increase the strength of this. This is recipe number 7 to kill like moths and harder things. Like if they don't die from 1 to 100, then just why mess around? Just make it 1 to 75, or what is why you can make it 1 to 33. 1 to 33. So 1 to 33, and just increase the heck out of that dosage. And then that'll kill gnarlier things. So it's always about doing a concentration test. I mean, I can go over these individually, but I could also just give you the general theory of how he made these things. You can follow the recipe exact, but if you just understand how it works, you just make it stronger. Add in a little bit more soap so it's a little bit more sudsy, and then just increase the potency of the herbs, and just do a concentration test so you don't kill all your plants, but test it and get the bugs. I mean, I don't know if I have it. I really should post that video of us after hours killing bugs sitting there. It was I just found the photo actually of us sitting, like, they were just drinking vodka all night and I was just sitting there drinking water, and they just, random bugs would come and hit the light and they'd capture them, and then they just spray them with different solutions and see which killed them. You know, and certain bugs, you knock them out for about an hour and then they'd come back to life. It's like, you know, you got to just balance your herbal solutions and find out which herbs work against what. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, I guess here I could give you the recipe. So he's using Jerusalem artichoke, but he also says you can use pokeweed, ginkgo, Korean passiflower root, and you just add those in at 1 to 33 instead of 1 to 100. And then this kills citrus mealybug, arrowhead scale, tobacco moth larva, cabbage moth larva, fruit worm moth larva, perilla leaf moth larva, slug moth larva, diamondback moth larva, and all those, you know, so that just kills all those like caterpillar type things when you make it 1 to 33. So I guess they need they're not as soft bodied as the aphids. They need a little bit more strength to like get in there and kill them. Yeah. So anyway, that's we'll get beyond this. So remind me next time. We're on number 8. Okay. Remind me next time, because I might forget. I probably should have put a bookmark, but whatever. So yeah, and that would be great if Stephen could visit Master Cho. We can ask him today. He's going to be presenting for the for our members. So again, if you are not a member, join Pure KNF Foundation, pureknf.org. Jump in, get it, join today before 2 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time, and you can be part of our meeting and meet the membership and intercourse, discourse, become part of this, burgeoning community, I guess. All respect to Master Cho, honors to him. Thanks. I hope, pray, thoughts, prayers, all those good things out to him. I really, truly, each day I sit there and I bless my food before I eat. And I think of Master Cho. I think of Dr. Park. I think of all the good people out there contributing to Korean natural farming and making the world a better place. So that probably includes you if you've watched this far. So thank you for being part of this. Thanks for being part of the community. Thanks for all that. And I got some emails to take care of. So I will send, I got to deal with some emails, some membership registrations, some things like that. So I got to get on that right now and do that. So Christoph, I'll see you in a minute. And I'm going to peace out of here and be done with the things and the stuffs for, thanks for tuning in to Korean Natural Farming Office Hours, sponsored by Pure KNF Foundation, all those good things. And if you're a member, I will see you later today. And thanks everybody for tuning in, being a better, good person. And love y'all. What's up? Yeah. All right, cool. Post the link, please. Link to what? I talked about so many things all at once. I'm not sure. Okay. So pureknf.org. Anyway, okay, I gotta go. I think I'm gonna slide out of here today. That'll be a good one. Yeah. Okay. Ready? Bye.